Have you ever felt like something is shifting deep inside you, but you can't quite explain it? If so, maybe you're waking up from a dream you didn't even know you were having. People imagine spiritual awakening as a lightning bolt, one grand revelation where everything suddenly makes sense. But that's not how it really is. Awakening is not a single event. It's a process, a dismantling, a series of quiet earthquakes in your inner world that shift the entire landscape of how you see reality. And the signs of it are not always glamorous. Sometimes they're painful. Sometimes they look more like falling apart than waking up. But once they start appearing, there's no going back. You cannot unsee what you've seen. Awakening begins not with discovery, but with disappointment. It doesn't feel like enlightenment at first, it feels more like loss. You notice the world isn't as solid as you were taught. The stories society feeds you, work hard, climb the ladder, buy the house, chase comfort, all start to look flimsy, even laughable. The things that once gave you excitement begin to feel strangely hollow. And here's the thing, this doesn't feel like gaining wisdom, it feels like depression, like the colour has drained from life. It's the moment you realise the carrot at the end of the stick was never meant to be eaten in the first place. It was only meant to keep you running. You start to feel like an alien inside your own culture. The conversations around you sound scripted. Everyone's playing a role, small talk, office politics, the endless obsession with status. It all feels shallow, as if you're trapped inside a ridiculous soap opera that everyone takes so seriously. For some people, this stage comes on suddenly. A mystical experience, a psychedelic journey, or even a near-death experience that shatters the facade in a single moment. For others, it unfolds like rust on metal, quietly, invisibly, until one day the structure is corroded beyond recognition. It's like being absorbed in a movie, and then catching sight of a boom mic dropping into the frame. Suddenly the magic collapses and you remember, it's just actors on a set. That breaking of the spell is both frightening and liberating. Frightening because the ground beneath your feet dissolves. What used to be reliable, your job, your identity, your place in the world, now feels like a cardboard scenery in a play. You feel as if you don't know what's real anymore. But liberating because in that crack, something greater seeps through. For the first time in your life, you sense that there must be more. You can't put it into words yet, but you feel it in your bones. And that's the paradox. Disillusionment feels like everything is collapsing, when really it's the birth of clarity. Because the truth is this, if the illusion never cracked, you would never search for what lies beyond it. So if you feel lost, if you feel like nothing makes sense anymore, congratulations, you're already on the path. The illusion is breaking down, the veil is thinning, and you're about to discover that life was never what it appeared to be. Once the cracks appear, something strange starts to happen. Coincidences stop feeling random. They start feeling like breadcrumbs. You notice it in small things at first. A friend calls just as you're thinking of them. The same phrase repeats in different places. A symbol shows up everywhere you turn. At first you laugh it off, you convince yourself it was just weird timing or pure chance. But it keeps happening, too many times and too precisely. It feels less like randomness and more like choreography. And here's where the shift happens. You start to sense that life isn't a blind machine, but an intelligence. Something responding to you, something nudging you forward. It's like being in a conversation with the universe, except the universe doesn't use words, it speaks in patterns, symbols, and timing. This is synchronicity, the language of awakening. Some people interpret this as angels, guides, or higher selves, others as quantum entanglement or the observer effect. But the label doesn't really matter. What matters is the recognition that existence itself is alive. And the wildest part, it's not that the universe is conspiring for you, it's that the universe is conspiring as you. Every synchronicity is you meeting yourself at a higher level of intelligence. It's the dreamer leaving you messages for the dreamer. And once you notice that, you realize you were never alone in the first place. Your mind is racing, emotions pulling you in every direction, and suddenly you realize, I'm not the storm, I'm the sky it passes through. This is the third sign, the awakening of the observer. For most of your life you've believed you are your thoughts, your anger, your fear, your cravings, your story. But awakening shatters that identification. You begin to notice the anger comes and goes, the fear rises and falls, the stories rewrite themselves endlessly. And yet there's something that remains always. The watcher, the silent awareness that observes it all. It's like stepping out of a movie theatre halfway through and realizing none of it was real. It was just light on a screen. This is both terrifying and liberating. Terrifying because if you're not your thoughts, who are you? But liberating because if you're not your thoughts, nothing can trap you. This stage often feels like detachment. You may feel strange, almost alien to your own life. But it's not detachment, it's clarity. It's the realization that you are the awareness in which life is happening, not the character within it. And once you know yourself as awareness, you begin to see the truth. The observer and the observed are one. The dream and the dreamer are the same thing. Awakening doesn't just change your mind, it changes your nervous system. You start noticing that things you once tolerated or even enjoyed now feel unbearable. Foods you once craved now feel heavy or toxic. Crowded environments overwhelm you. Gossip, conflict, and meaningless chatter feels like poison for your soul. It's like your whole being has been returned. Like a violin string tightening to a higher pitch, anything out of harmony grates instantly. At first, this sensitivity feels like a curse. You wonder why you can't enjoy the things you used to, why you feel so out of step with the people around you. But here's the truth. Your frequency has shifted. You're no longer aligned with the energy of fear, drama, and distraction. This is why so many on the path feel isolated. Old friends drift away. Old pleasures stop working. You feel like you don't belong anywhere. But this is not isolation, it's recalibration. You're being tuned to resonate with what truly nourishes you. Silence, beauty, truth, and authentic connection. And the more you honor this sensitivity, the more you realize it's not weakness, it's guidance. It's your true self showing you what belongs in your reality and what doesn't. All awakenings collapse into the same realization. Love is the only real thing. And I don't mean sentimental love, not romance, not attachment. I mean something deeper. Love as the fundamental quality of existence itself. You begin to sense it everywhere, in the awe of looking up at the stars, in the compassion you feel for strangers, in the quiet peace of being alone, yet not lonely. Love reveals itself not as emotion, but as gravity, the force that holds existence together, pulling everything back into wholeness. And the paradox is this: awakening doesn't take you out of human experience, it drops you more fully into it. But now you see it as sacred. Every encounter, every mistake, every heartbreak, every laugh becomes a chapter of the same story. Even suffering, even confusion, it all becomes part of love's architecture. Beneath every mask, greed, anger, ignorance, everybody wants the same thing. There's a longing to return to love, to return home. And once you've glimpsed that, you can never fully go back to sleep, because love is no longer an idea, it's the fabric of your being. 5 signs: disillusionment, synchronicity, the awakening of the observer, the shift in sensitivity, and the pull towards love. And if you're experiencing them, don't be afraid. You are not broken. You're not going mad. You're waking up. And the world may not understand, but that's because you're beginning to see it from outside of their dream. And once you've seen the dream for what it is, the only thing left to do is wake up and to live. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more. Until next time.